Today we are in the Invest in Malawi forum. Dear Minister, could you tell us why you decided to come to Brussels now to invite European investors to invest in Malawi?
We thought we could open up Malawi to the rest of the world, and because Malawi, is a small country, landlocked, and we believe that not many countries, not many people out there know it. If they know it, perhaps they don't know all the details that could perhaps make it more attractive for them to come visit, but also invest. Now, our coming here was to sell this country so that the Europeans here should know more about Malawi. Now, what I can tell you about Malawi is that there is a lot of political will. As you have heard from my president already, this political will. The president has put up the platform for the investors to come and invest in Malawi. She's opened up opportunities to everyone who is willing to come and invest in Malawi. Apart from that, Malawi is politically stable. As you know, that Malawi has never been to war, and we don't envisage any war in the near future or in the future to come. So we expect that stability to go on. But apart from that, there's a good legal framework that also supports this issue of potential investors coming and invest in our country. There is the PPP Act, which was enacted last year in November, which is enforced. But also the Forfeiture Act was repealed a long time ago. So investors' assets are completely and comprehensively protected. And apart from that, opportunities are there. When you want to come to Malawi and invest, you have all sorts of opportunities. As you know, that Malawi is a small economy. And being a small economy, we don't have many manufacturing companies. So there are all sorts of opportunities because we import most of the items, most of the commodities, including some sort of foodstuffs. So if anyone would like to come to Malawi and manufacture, he or she will have the whole market behind them because there's a lot of potential for the market to buy your products because not many people are manufacturing, not many companies are manufacturing, we are importing. When it comes to raw materials, Malawi is the best place because we are endowed by a lot of natural resources, but also when you consider the workforce there is affordable because we have got all levels of staff, potential staff. We've got skilled staff, semi-skilled, unskilled. So whatever sort of business you want to do, you have enough staff to work for you, and those are affordable staff because so many people are still unemployed in Malawi. So all these are opportunities and advantages for Malawi to attract investors.
You mentioned Malawi has a lot of resources. What kind of opportunities do investors find concerning these resources?
The natural resources are plenty there. When you consider of perhaps raw materials for manufacturing, you find plenty of them. We've got a lot of arable land, and we do farm, and in the process, we have a lot of crops which we harvest at the end of the day, and these crops, you could actually add value to them. You could go into manufacturing, adding value to some of them, like cotton, tobacco. You talk of soya beans. You talk of pigeon peas. You talk of cassava. You talk of all sorts of products or crops that you could harvest from farming and perhaps add value to them and export. So these are the kind of raw materials that you could find and natural resources that are there for you. You could actually be producing like timber, harvesting timber and exporting because we have got a lot of trees still unharvested. So all these are the advantages that are there.
What kind of incentives does Malawi offer to foreign investors?
There are all sorts of incentives. When it comes to ease of doing business in Malawi, I think we are actually progressing very well because an investor would actually, it will only take about 48 hours to incorporate a business. Now, if there are any complications regarding things like permits, regarding land issues, regarding certain other complications that go together with doing business, then the president and with the laws that we have put in place, we are actually putting a maximum of 21 days for all those things to happen. So we know there are all sorts of institutions that take part in processing all these things. But now what we have done is that we have opened up an MITC, which is a Malawi Investment Trade Center, which is a one-stop shop where all these processes could happen. So instead of going to land institution, going to immigration, going to police, you would find all these officers waiting for you at the Malawi Investment Trade Center, and they will process everything for you. So the maximum day is 21 days. But apart from that, we've got tax incentives. I mean, if you come with machinery, if those machinery would be deployed in agriculture or indeed in construction, they would come duty free. Over and above that, there's an investment allowance where you can recover the cost. I mean, you can be allowed the cost of the machinery in terms of paying corporation tax. So those are some of the investment allowances that are there. But also, I mean, those are some of the incentives that are there. But also, we have got for manufacturing companies. If you are manufacturing certain products, we offer some sort of rebate also, where some of the raw materials, if you are importing them, would be imported duty free. You don't have to pay any taxes. So those are all sorts of incentives, and there are plenty and there are many.
What type of industries are you targeting in Europe as potential investors for Malawi?
We are targeting industries that would be interested to work in agriculture sector, construction sector, because you have just seen our 5 priorities that we have presented to you. We have got we are prioritizing energy industry, mining, tourism, agriculture, but also infrastructure. So all the companies that would be interested to help us in these sectors are welcome, and those are the ones that we are calling to come to Malawi and invest.
What is the image you'd like to portray here today to Europe?
The image we want to give is that Malawi is the best destination to go and do your business. If it means doing business in these 5 sectors that we have mentioned, you are more than welcome. But you can also do any other business outside these sectors that we have mentioned. But the sectors that are a priority to us at the moment are energy, mining, agriculture, infrastructure, and tourism.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.